The present tense is a grammatical tense whose principal function is to locate a situation or event in present time. The term present tense is usually used in descriptions of specific languages to refer to a particular grammatical form or set of forms. These may have a variety of uses, not all of which will necessarily refer to present time. For example, in the English sentence "My train leaves tomorrow morning," the verb form leaves is said to be in the present tense, even though in this particular context it refers to an event in future time. Similarly, in the historical present, the present tense is used to narrate events that occurred in the past. There are two common types of present tense form in most Indo-European languages: the present indicative and the present subjunctive. Present tense may be denoted by the glossing abbreviation PRES or PRS. English. The present indicative of most verbs in modern English has the same form as the infinitive, except for the third-person singular form, which takes the ending es. The verb be has the forms am, is, are. For details see English verbs. For the present subjunctive, see English subjunctive. A number of multi-word constructions exist to express combinations of present tense with aspect. The basic form of the present tense is called the simple present. There are also constructions known as the present progressive, the present perfect, and the present perfect progressive. Use of the present tense does not always imply present time. In particular, the present tense is often used to refer to future events. This is particularly the case in condition clauses and many other adverbial subordinate clauses. If you see him, as soon as they arrive. There is also the historical present, in which the present tense is used to narrate past events. For details of the uses of present tense constructions in English, see uses of English verb forms. The formula positive, s plus v1 negative, s plus do, does plus not plus v1 question, do, does plus s plus v1. It is used to express an action in present time, habitual or usual actions, a daily event or a universal fact. It is used to express an action in present time which is usually performed on a regular basis. For example, a student says, "I go to school." It is a daily activity of a student to go to school. So such actions are expressed by the present simple tense. Positive sentence subject plus main verb plus object subject plus first form of verb plus object. Note: if the subject in a sentence is he, she, it, or a singular noun, then s or s is added to the base form of the verb. Examples: I write a letter. He gets up early in the morning. The sun rises in the east. Negative sentences subject plus auxiliary verb plus not plus main verb plus object subject plus do not, does not plus first form of verb plus object. Examples: I do not write a letter. He does not get up early in the morning. The sun does not rise in the north. Note: in a negative sentence the auxiliary verb do or does, along with not, is used. If the subject in a sentence is he, she, it, or a singular noun, then does not is used after the subject in the sentence. Otherwise, do not is used after subject in sentence. S or s is not added to the main verb in a negative sentence. Interrogative sentence auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus object do, does plus subject plus first for a verb plus object. Examples: does he get up early in the morning? Does the sun rise in the east? Positive sentences: I sing a song. He drinks water. They read lessons. Birds chirp. John reaches home in time. Water maintains its surface level. Negative sentences: he does not drink water. They do not read lessons. Birds do not chirp. John does not reach home in time. Water does not maintain its surface level. Interrogative sentences: does he drink water? Do they read lessons? Do birds chirp? Does John reach home in time? Does water maintain its surface level? Hellenic languages. Modern Greek present indicative tense. In modern Greek, The present tense is used in a similar way to the present tense in English and can represent the present continuous as well. As with some other conjugations in Greek, some verbs in the present tense accept different forms of use for the same person. What follows are examples of present tense conjugation in Greek for the verbs beta, lambda, epsilon, pi, omega, tau, rho, omega, omega, and alpha, gamma, alpha, pi, omega. Romance languages. The Romance languages are derived from Latin, and in particular Western Vulgar Latin. As a result, their usages and forms are similar. Latin present indicative tense. The Latin present tense can be translated as progressive or simple present. Here are examples of the present indicative tense conjugation in Latin. French present indicative tense. In French, the present tense is used similarly to that of English. Below is an example of present tense conjugation in French. To express the present continuous, expressions such as en train de or en cours de may be used. For example, John est en train de manger may be translated as John is eating, John is in the middle of eating. On est en train de chercher un nouvel appartement may be translated as we are looking for a new apartment. We are in the process of finding a new apartment. Italian present indicative tense. In Italian, the present tense is used similarly to that of English. What follows is an example of present indicative tense conjugation in Italian. Portuguese and Spanish present indicative tense. The present tenses of Portuguese and Spanish are similar in form, and are used in similar ways. What follows are examples of the present indicative conjugation in Portuguese. There follow examples of the corresponding conjugation in Spanish. Slavic languages. Bulgarian present indicative tense. In Bulgarian, the present indicative tense of imperfective verbs is used in a very similar way to the present indicative in English. It can also be used as present progressive. Below is an example of present indicative tense conjugation in Bulgarian. Archaic, no infinitive in the modern language. Macedonian present tense. The present tense of the Macedonian language is made of the imperfective verbs. The following table shows the conjugation of the verbs write, speak, want and open.